into the day with the dawn ringing in my ears. Oh, well, I tune into my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning espresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
It's our feel good breakfast show. Welcome everybody. Woo, right? I'm loving the energy this morning here in studio. Good morning to you. I hope that you're all doing well. Welcome to yet another edition of your feel good breakfast show, Expresso, right here on SABC 3. It's a new day, meaning you heard. Don't worry, do not be dismayed. It is still myself, Ukuhle Adams.
And of course, I'm Ryle the Morning, bringing you everything in health and wellness. And Kuhle, loving the new look this morning. Absolutely incredible on day 14.
Doing the things, giving the girls what they need. Now, today is definitely day 14 of lockdown, which means we have spent a fortnight in this very interesting new way of life. Expresso has been with you along for the ride, giving you fitness routines and techniques that are designed for the home, inspiring your culinary curiosities in our kitchen, and keeping you updated on the latest COVID-19 news and development. Thank you so much, Mzansi, for letting us engage with you during this time. But now, though, let's jump straight into yet another jam-packed morning of homebound entertainment.
Yeah, that's right. And you might be in the kitchen grabbing a plate right now, but today it's all about something completely different. With us, you won't be using it for breakfast. You're going to join us with your plate for our fitness session later on, where the only thing we'll be serving up is an effective total body workout.
That's actually very interesting.
Yep.
Entire plate for a workout, so I can't wait to see how you are going to achieve that. Now, you know we love absolutely interacting with you on our social media platforms. This morning, we are saying to you, it's almost Easter weekend.
Ooh, yes.
How are you going to make Easter at home a special time with your family? Woo!
What do you got planned for Easter?
You know what? I'm kind of sad that I couldn't go home to Port Elizabeth to be with my family and spend the time with my family because obviously of the restrictions that are put in place due to COVID-19. However, with my quarantine buddies, my flatmates, we definitely going to be cooking up a storm, video calling our families to ensure that they are doing okay, they are doing well, especially my mom because she's alone. So it's just like, I'm sad, but at the same time, I do understand why these regulations are put in place. What are your plans?
Well, I love the fact that we have things like video teleconferencing and the fact that we can reach out to our family, which is incredible. But for everybody that's been joining those fitness sessions, I'm going to be filling my belly. We have earned it, and I hope you're going to be doing the same. But otherwise, guys, let's check into Tubbs over at the news.
Very good morning to you, team, and a very good morning to you, South Africa. Tabi Somakubela reporting for duty just after 7 o'clock. Let's get this show on the road. We start off with the news headlines, starting off here with our national headlines. COVID-19 has claimed 5 more victims in South Africa as overall cases rise to 1,845. Health Minister Zweli Mkhize said last night the death toll now stands at 18. 2 of the latest victims are from the Free State, another 2 from Gauteng, and 1 from KwaZulu-Natal. Meanwhile, the Netcare St. Augustine's private hospital in Durban has been closed to the public after 66 people, 48 of them staff members, tested positive for COVID-19. Communications Minister Stella Ndabeni-Abrahams has apologized to the President and all South Africans for having lunch with friends during the coronavirus lockdown. She said she was deeply sorry for her actions. Earlier, President Cyril Ramaphosa suspended her for 2 months, one of which will be without pay. Ndabeni-Abrahams has been in the news since a picture of her enjoying a meal with a former Deputy Minister Mduduzi Manana and his family surfaced this week. In international headlines, 78-year-old U.S. Senator Bernie Sanders has ended his presidential campaign, clearing the way for former Vice President Joe Biden to become the Democratic Party's candidate. Sanders told supporters yesterday he saw no feasible path to garner sufficient votes to win the nomination. 77-year-old Biden is now expected to be crowned the Democratic presidential nominee at the party's convention in August. He will then face off against President Donald Trump in the November general election. In Tunisia, the Tunisian Asian authorities have warned that those infected with the coronavirus who contaminate others and disobey government measures to halt its spread could be charged with manslaughter. They said the government would strictly apply the law in order to fulfill its responsibility to protect the people. A night curfew and restrictions on movement during the day apply, and robots on the streets enforce restrictions on people's movements. Some 1,000 people have been arrested for breaking the curfew at night and hundreds more for breaching daytime regulations. And now, an item of good news for South Africa's health workers. Africa's NTT Pro Cycling team has announced that it would be providing bicycles to health workers who will be conducting mass testings as part of the measures to halt the spread of the coronavirus. The South African-based team is linked to the charity Cupcakes, and as the government plans to test some 30,000 people each day, NTT Pro Cycling team leader Douglas Ryder said that their donation through Cupcakes would be of help to have more people tested. Ryder said that they are embarking on the project now because workers on bicycles can reach more people and do more at this stage of the pandemic. The team has a mission to promote cycling in Africa and has been providing bicycles to school children across South Africa under the slogan, "Bicycles Change Lives. Love your work." And now, taking a quick glimpse into the world of entertainment. Even if your daddy is a world-famous late-night TV host and is in the middle of an interview, if your tooth just fell out and he's at home, you will let him know. This adorable moment happened between the Tonight Show host Jimmy Fallon and his 6-year-old daughter Winnie, when she interrupted her dad to tell him the big news while he was interviewing singer Ciara and her husband Russell Wilson. Winnie explained that her mom helped her extract the tooth, then proudly displayed it in a zip seal bag. We hope the tooth fairy left her something extra special that night. That's where we leave it for now. The next update just after 8 o'clock. Here's Jamie Lee with a look at the weather.
Thank you so much, Uncle Tabsy. Happy Thursday, happy Klein Vrydag to all of you. We've asked you to send in your sunrise pictures this morning. Now, Expresso top fan Josephine Pickstone wishes us good morning with this beautiful sunrise picture taken from Oudtshoornweg, showing off the gorgeous golden and orange hues in the mother city, where hazy sunshine can be expected with a maximum temperature of 25 degrees. Now, Josephine also sent us this beautiful picture of her niece, Rania Muller, who is a nurse and assisting patients during this lockdown period. Thank you so much for all your hard work that you're doing in this time. Another picture came through from Father Khan, who sent us the stunning sunrise photo of the earliest sun rays making an appearance in Durban, where pleasant weather can be expected with intervals of clouds and sunshine reaching a maximum of 24 degrees. But right now, let's take a look at the temperatures for the rest of the country. Starting off in Polokwane, your low is 13, peaking at 22 degrees. Now, morning rain and drizzle can be expected for you, Mbumbela, ranging from 15 to 20 degrees. Pretoria, 12-22, Johannesburg, 11-20, and then mostly cloudy conditions can be expected for you, Mahikeng, today, with a low of 14 and a high of 24. Klerksdorp, 14-25, Kimberly, 15-27, and then thunderstorms can be expected for you, Bloemfontein, today, with a low of 12 and a high of 24. If you do find yourself in Richards Bay, high humidity can be expected for you, with a low of 19, peaking at 23. And for you, Pietermaritzburg, it is 13-23. If you do find yourself in South Africa's playground, Durban, cloudy conditions are coming through for you today, with a low of 19 and a high of 24. Mthatha, 13-24 as well, and then a northeasterly wind of 32 kilometers per hour for you, East London, ranging from 18 to 24 degrees. Cradock, 12-30, and then a moderate breeze can be seen for Port Elizabeth today, with a low of 16, peaking at 25 degrees. George, 14-26, and then the coolest start to the morning can be seen in Sutherland, with a low of 6 and a high of 24 degrees. For the mother city, Cape Town, your range is 13 to 25, Worcester, 12-29, plenty of sunshine for you, Springbok, today, with a low of 9, peaking at 28. But last and definitely not least, the highest temperature in the country can be found in Uppington, with a low of 18, peaking at 34. Whatever the weather, wherever you find yourself, make sure that it is a feel-good day indeed.
Pharmadynamics, effective, affordable healthcare.
Well, let's make it a feel-good day indeed.
Yes.
And one way to do that is to be inspired by a positive quote from one South African who walks the inspirational walk, and they walk the talk, but they talk They don't talk the walk. Yeah, they talk the talk.
They talk the talk.
And then they walk the talk. South Africa's Health Minister, Dr. Zweli Mkhize Ahmed, he's been in the spotlight of late. A medical doctor, a legislator, a politician. He's been brave and he's been very measured in his response to curbing the spread of COVID-19 across South Africa. I mean, he's been on the front line for sharing pertinent information on a daily basis. All those daily briefings that are much appreciated by all South Africans, keeping us all in the loop as the lockdown period unfolds. But of course, since the COVID-19 pandemic started across the globe, we've been informed on a daily basis in such a beautiful manner.
Absolutely. Being kept updated and, you know, shedding some light onto what's happening in the world. Now, he said this, the real fight that's confronting us is the fight of trying to reduce the number of infections, break the cycle of infection, and make sure that whoever is sick recovers, and make sure South Africans can look back and say there was coronavirus, but we survived.
Ooh, but we survived. I love that.
Surviving if we adhere to the rules and legislations that are put in place, and one major one being hashtag Staying home,
at
right?
home. Oh, man, we love a good story and a good quote from someone like Dr. Zweli Mkhize, our Minister of Health. It's been a long time since we've had a minister like this that we can all be so proud of. He's been so decisive. He's been so good and so strong in his leadership, and been lauded all over the world for the actions that he's taken around the coronavirus pandemic. And thank you so much, Minister Zweli Mkhize, and your team at the Department of Health for all the work that you are doing. All of us at home have a responsibility, like we said, to play our part by hashtag Stay home.
Okay, while you're staying at home, we're still here keeping you entertained. We're going to take a quick break. See you after this.
Only you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Happy birthday, a very happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. If you have just joined us, it's about that time where we wish you, our loved and loyal viewers, a very happy birthday. If you are celebrating your birthday, you're celebrating with someone else who's really special, right?
Yes. Also, with new hair comes new vocals. I heard that, Mama. I heard it.
Hey.
Listen, if you are celebrating your birthday today, you're celebrating with none other than Kristen Stewart. She turns 30 years old today. Now, Kristen gained worldwide recognition playing Bella in the Twilight Saga film series and was the first American actress to win the French César Award. Now, her recent appearance on our screens was the movie Underwater, where she played a leading role as Nora Price. I know you're watching, I know you're tuning in via YouTube right now, but if you are watching right now, happy birthday, Kristen, from all of us here at Expresso.
My favorite thing is when we wish celebrities, like international celebrities, a happy birthday. You're just like, I know you watch.
No, because definitely. What else
on our
would they
YouTube show. Okay.
What else would they be doing right now than tuning into the best feel-good breakfast show?
Absolutely.
I mean, come on.
I love that. Now to wish you guys at home, the main celebrities of the Expresso show. This one says, happy birthday to the world's most amazing mom, mentor and best friend, Cameron Sturman. May the Lord keep shining his love and grace upon you. Wish I could be there to celebrate with you. Please keep safe. See you after the lockdown. Love you from your daughter, Brandy Koch.
Yes.
Happy birthday. And then this one says, I wish my best friend Usipe Felicity, the reigning Miss Africa, happiest birthday of them all. May you continue to bless us with your beautiful smile and funny jokes. We love you, from Muanele Duma. Happy birthday. Oh, looking
beautiful. Wear that crown, mama. Then we would like to wish our beautiful colleague Rukaya a very happy and blessed birthday. May you see many more years and receive more blessings. Lots of love from the ladies at Westville Pavilion, sending a shout out to you today, Rukaya. And then another one comes through, a happy birthday to my brother from another mother, Musa Umbobosi. May you receive all that you pray and wish for. Keep being a good guy, my guy. Do keep safe by wearing your protective gear and always wash your hands. Teach him, yes, teach him. Happy birthday, Musa.
You know what the thing is about these birthday messages, all of them end off with, please keep safe, keep healthy, wear your protective gear. Absolutely love it. Now this one says, a birthday shout out to my sister Zamanguni Mguni. Thanks for being such a great friend, sister and cousin, and a great person that you are. Hope you have a wonderful day. We love you, from Brian. It's my sister's special day today. May your 60th birthday be dazzling, always sparkling and joyful as you are. Enjoy every moment of it, from your dear sister, Dahlia, children and grandchildren. Happy birthday, Esther.
Maybe you want to send a video, a 10 to 15 second video, or maybe sing like Cooklet did in the beginning. Then all you have to do is send that to 071 640 6551, or better yet, email us at birthdays@cordova.tv. But if it is your birthday today, on this klein Vrydag, feels geluk, lieve maatjies, happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Come on. Happy birthday, everybody. Come on. Happy birthday
to you.
There we go. Hands washed, and happy birthday to everyone celebrating their birthday today. Here's something delicious to bake for your special day. Maybe get someone to bake it for you. It's Be Well's mini Easter carrot cupcakes. Oh yes, oh yes. They're 100% vegan, and you'll find out why, because they are made from a simple set of ingredients and a great way to build the Easter excitement with the kids, as well as we all #stay home. Now always remember to wash your hands for 20 seconds, sing happy birthday twice before cooking or any other time throughout the day, and sanitize your shopping where possible if you need to head out. My favorite, my vriend, Anel Potgieter.
Môre Tapsie.
Môre my skat, hoe gaan het vandaag?
Very well, and you?
Good, thank you. Okay, so a whole host of ingredients here, but this is very interesting. These mini cupcakes we're making are vegan friendly.
Yeah.
They are friendly to those who are lactose intolerant.
Yeah.
They are friendly for vegetarians, or to vegetarians like you.
And friendly for you as well, that eats everything, devours everything.
I was going to say to you that don't worry about that. For me, anything is friendly if it goes under the nose and into the mouth.
Yeah. So the reason why it's lactose friendly, number one, we're using nut milk.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I was wondering how you would achieve cupcakes without any milk.
And no eggs. We're using the banana to replace the egg.
So the banana is the substitute for the egg.
Eggs.
Wow.
And the Be Well is a substitute for butter and a bit of egg.
You're making use of the original, is it the original tangy that you're making use of? Usually you use the olive mayo. Why are you using this one today?
The olive one is more for savory stuff, and this one is more for the sweet stuff. So you don't want that olive taste, into your cupcake.
Okay, cool.
But let's start.
Let's go.
So we've got our flour.
Yes.
Normal flour, not self-raising. So we're going to add baking powder.
Okay.
We're going to add some sugar.
Sugar in there.
Baking powder, and some salt is going in. So you just stir. This is your dry ingredients.
Fantastic.
And we're going to add some beautiful sweet spices. This is like a... is nutmeg and some cinnamon.
Oh, yes.
So it's like a cinnamon bun cupcake.
Oh, that's
divine.
that sounds delicious.
Yeah.
Probably going to taste as delicious as well. Okay, your original Be Well tangy mayonnaise in there. I love this because did you know that the Be Well mayo is completely dairy, egg and gluten-free, and it's made locally using only the best of a GMO-free canola oil, making it perfect for vegans and vegetarians, and that's why they love it so much. Okay.
So we're mixing our wet ingredients. It's a mayonnaise,
yes,
the nut milk, and I'm going to have to quickly mash the banana.
Yeah. Are you going to need the rest of that nut milk?
No.
Because I'd like to taste what nut milk tastes like. This is the first time I've heard of nut milk.
Okay, wait for it. Wait for it.
Nut milk could be like what? Your almond milk, right?
Almond milk.
Yeah, okay.
Wait for it. You're going to have like a nutty flavor to it. And it's also going to add a bit of flavor to the cake. So we mix that in there. Mix, mix, mix.
Okay.
And now we're going to add this wet ingredients to the dry ingredients.
Correct.
Add
well, if you want to
that.
get your hands on this recipe and you want to get going just as Anel is, go onto our website, expressoshow.com. You'll find that recipe there with a whole list of ingredients and a step-by-step guide of how to bring these mini cupcakes to life.
Okay, Tupsy, you've had now the rest of the milk, but I need a bit more. So I'm going to grab a bit of water.
Okay, cool. I was going to offer you this, but I don't think that's very hygienic. I've left some.
I'm just going to add a bit of water in here. So in case you don't have nut milk, you can use water as well. So it's just to bind the cupcake together. If we add a little bit more.
Okay.
Okay, and now we're going to add some carrots because it's like a carrot cupcake and it's also healthier. But if you don't have carrots, you can use pineapple. It will be beautiful and delicious.
Could you use something like sweet potato?
Yes, you can use sweet potato as well. You can even use coconut.
Oh, nice.
You know, so that is our batter. Lekker like that. Oh, I can smell the cinnamon and the nutmeg. And now we're going to add our nuts.
Ooh. What other nuts could you use if you're not using those?
You can use pistachios. You can put any nuts in here. And if you can't eat nuts and you've got a nut allergy, you can just skip it. You don't have to add it in.
Stunning. Well, bake along with us. Go on expressoshow.com to get your hands on this recipe that we're making of this delicious Be Well mini Easter carrot cupcakes. Oh,
now,
that smells so good. I am already smelling that cinnamon flavor.
Can you smell it? And if you don't have a muffin tin, please use any tin you've got. You can use like a big tin. You can make like a carrot loaf.
As long as you've got the shaping papers.
Yeah.
What are they called?
Captain.
Captain.
Captain Spandy Sailor. And now you just decorate your beautiful cupcake.
Stands.
And in this icing sugar, we've also got no butter. We've used vegan cream cheese, so everything is
You've
vegan.
thought about this, eh?
Yeah.
You really have thought about everything here. This is perfect because, you know, when you've got vegan friends or even friends who are lactose intolerant, the last thing you want when you invite them over to your house, and not that you'll be able to invite anyone over, that is not a ministerial lunch invitation, but you don't want them missing out on the goodies.
Exactly.
How many times have you had lunch at someone's house and they haven't thought about the fact that you're vegetarian?
I know. I'm like that horrible friend, you know, like, oh, she's a vegetarian, she's coming for lunch. Like, what am I going to make for her?
When you put together a guest list, then you have to think about the vegans and the vegetarians and think, oh, do I invite her now? Do I not? This is perfect to make sure everybody is a part of the action. So do go on expressoshow.com and get your hands on this delicious recipe. Brought to life by this beautiful Be Well canola mayo, original tangy mayonnaise, which is obviously vegan and vegetarian friendly as well. And it is gluten-free. This is fantastic. Anel, I'm so impressed with how quickly we've been able to do this. I'm going to taste one. Okay, is that all right?
Yes.
Please?
You just pop this in the oven. Remember, you must bake this in the oven for about 20 minutes, 180 degrees.
Okay, and once that's done, the final product looks something like this, and I'll tell you what it tastes like. I'm going to grab one.
Please grab one.
Oh, thank you. Thanks, Anel. So you know.
It's delicious.
Hold on. So rich. icing. Who said vegan could taste so nice? Well, did you know that Be Well Mayo is completely dairy and egg and gluten-free? It's made using locally sourced GMO-free canola oil, making it perfect for vegans and all the vegetarians out there. I've reiterated this so many times. There you go. A perfect Easter treat that you can get the whole family involved in. Go and make it. Go find it on expressoshow.com. And I appreciate this. This is so good.
Five.
Everyone's going to love this. High five. We'll see you after this.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. You know it's that time when I'm here out on the fitness floor shaking and baking, and we got something special for you today. So would you believe me if I said you could have an effective total body workout by just using a dinner plate? Not only will it improve your grip, but you'll build core stability and work on your entire mobility in the process. And this morning, we're joined by athlete, entrepreneur, local obstacle course champion, and our Tropica Island of Treasure contestant, Trevor Logaway. You're in the building, my man. Are you there? Are you live? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Rob. Can you hear me, buddy?
I can hear you loud and clear. How are you doing this morning, Trevor? And more importantly, how are you surviving lockdown?
Oh, man, I'm good, thank you. I have the highs and lows, but like everything in life, it's seasonal. We just got to wait out this season. You know, summer does come after winter. there's joy that will come after this, so we've got to look for the positives and just do our best, and we'll make it through this together.
I feel you. Now, obviously, Trevor, for everybody at home, you're becoming quite a familiar face on our screens. You're the Tropica Island of Treasure family member, competing on the show. How's it been thus far? Apart from, obviously, what I'm seeing every week, you guys are just winning all your challenges.
It's been an awesome experience, Avery. I've really enjoyed it. Something different, I must say. It's not something I've done before, but it's been one hell of a ride, and I'm loving every moment of it.
It's so good seeing you. Obviously, Trevor, you and I worked way back when. I think we were still designing your gym a couple of years ago, and we linked up and you created something incredible.
Actually, wow. Hold on a second, Bruce. You know the first time I met you?
When was that?
You were about 18 years old, and you walked into my lecture room, stopped the lecturer from giving the class, and brought in a life-size teddy that you gave your girlfriend that was sitting next to me.
God, I remember that very specifically. Nice nostalgia moment there. It's been a while, actually, Trev. And it's so incredible to see how far you've come. It's so cool. But let's get down to business. You've got an incredible challenge, I believe, for us. I know you're going to put me through my paces, as always. The big rig is in town, and we're using plates for you guys at home. Grab your dinner plates. It's the Dinner Plate Mate Challenge. This one's from Trev. So where are we starting? What's the first exercise?
Okay, so as you can see on my left here, I've got my dinner from last night and my cup of water. Remember, always keep your water intake high. So we'll leave the vegetables to one side for this one, Brew. But for you and for me, we'll use the cup filled with water. So make sure your cup is filled with water. And for everyone at home, you guys can just use your dinner plate. If you want to test yourself, put a cup of water on top. But let's get going.
Okay, I'm with you. I'm a little bit nervous, to be honest. I hope I don't break anything in the studio. So I got my plate. I've got my cup. What do we do next?
You're ready, okay. So the cup goes on top. We're going to take a seat on the ground. Oh. Okay, onto your back.
Okay.
Cup on top of the plate.
Jeez, this is really... Okay. All the way up to the sky.
Your leg bent.
Yeah, I got my left leg bent, left hands in the air. What's next?
Left hand in the air, left leg in the air. Okay, we're going to sit up on Josh's elbow.
So if you guys at home, this is a lot harder than it looks. I'm already trying to balance this plate. Okay, next up, Trev, what's the next move?
Then onto your hand.
Onto my hand, okay.
Okay, then you're going to lift your hips up high.
Yeah, I'm with you.
You're going to bring your right leg underneath you. Then you're going to come up straight from there, Brew.
Yes!
From there, you're going to stand up straight.
I'm loving this one. It's a Turkish Getup, I believe, Trev. We normally do this with a kettlebell. I'm feeling incredible stimulation in my shoulders just to try keep this plate from not falling over.
Straight back down, buddy.
Straight back down, okay?
My cup is going. Arm down.
Ooh, I think I'm...
Bring the legs through. Down onto your bum. Drop the elbow and back onto your back.
Wow. I'm sure you can see the concentration in my face if you guys are watching my screen. That was a lot harder than it seemed. Wow, I love the way you're stimulating that scapular region, especially upper body, torso. Everything's got to come into play. And, of course, mobility at the same time. Brilliant, brilliant exercise,
exactly. That is an absolutely brilliant exercise. The Turkish boys, the wrestlers, used to do that to test their strength against each other. Not physically one-on-one, but they'd each do a Turkish get up with a heavier weight and move through it. So it's a fundamentally brilliant exercise, works the whole body, as you said. And you want to do maybe 5 reps on each arm and do about 3 sets of that. So, yeah, it's a great one.
All right, brilliant. Turkish Get-Ups, you guys at home, 5 sets or 5 reps on each side. That makes 10 in total. We're moving over to exercise number 2. What is after the Turkish Get-Ups, Trev? We're still keeping our plate here.
Okay, number 2, we're going to keep it a lot more simple. We're going to push back in our heels into our squat position.
Okay, I'm with you, joining you on the squat. I remember we were making sure our knees don't go over the toes. Nice straight upper body, is that correct?
Yep, chest nice and high, facing forward. Plate you're going to extend out in front of you.
Okay, almost like a steering wheel of the car.
Exactly, we're going to go left and right, 10 reps. As soon as you've completed your 10 reps, you're going to touch your bum as low as you can, stand up straight, and back down into that half squat position.
All right, so I've just finished my 10.
10 reps.
Okay. And then after 10, we go down for a squat, and then straight back up. Whew. Feeling that burn already.
Back into it.
Okay, is that 1 rep, Trev?
That's 1 rep. So 10 rotations with the squat down and squat up is 1 rep, and you do times 10 of those, Bruce. That's going to really nail those legs.
I'm already feeling the burn. You guys at home, obviously, we're turning the wheel 10 times, then we go low into our squat, and then we're squeezing those glutes and coming straight back up. You're going to feel an incredible burn in those glutes, a little bit in the quads too as well, and opening up the hips once again, which I love. That's always going to help everybody sitting on the couch, sitting at home, getting locked up and tight. What are we going over to? Number 3. Exercise number 3. What do you have for us?
Number 3, Bruce, we're going to be doing, for this one you can put your food back on your plate. Let's test.
All right, I don't have food with me, so I'm just going to go with the plate for now. Unfortunately, I don't have any food. Clem is still busy in the kitchen, obviously.
Okay, so you're going to be in a V-up position. So on your bum, legs out in front of you. You can bend them. If you've got the core strength, straighten them out.
All right.
Okay. Then you're going to take your plate and you're going to weave it underneath your legs.
Okay, like a little needle through the aisle. Whew.
Exactly, like a figure of 8. So you're going to work through a figure of 8 position or motion as you're going up and down. This really gets the core working, it's the hip flexors working.
Yeah, I love the feeling here.
How are you doing?
Trev, I can feel the lower half of my abs, those Levi lines, the part of the muscles that are really difficult to get. I'm feeling a proper burn, and especially on the upper part of the leg. I'm sure that's called the hip flexor, if I'm not mistaken. Woo, I'm feeling it, my boy. Oh.
Yeah, let's go to number 4, right?
Okay, last exercise, you guys at home, obviously 10 reps in total. I'm sure you're gonna hit 4 rounds of that. This is exercise number 3 that we just finished. We're going to our last move of the day. I'm sure Trevor's got something special planned for us. What is the last exercise you got for us, man?
Okay, so the last one, although I know a lot of us are a bit limited with space, so you might have to go into kind of a pike position, but I'll show you both options.
Okay.
And you're going to do what's called a plank, and then you're going to extend your arm out and touch your dinner plate as if you want more. You know, need more, buddy. I need more.
All right, I got my dinner plate out in front of me. I'm getting into my plank position. Core's nice and tight, it's engaged. As always, low back is straight. Using my core, what's next? Ready to roll.
So you're going to touch your plate 10 times. Once you've done 10 touches, you're going to shimmy to the side. And you're going to do the same.
Ooh, okay, I feel you there. That wasn't as easy as I thought. 10 touches.
Keep shimming to the side until you went all the way around your dinner plate.
Ooh.
Keep touching it 10 times before you move every time. So you can make it all the way around your dinner plate. If you're struggling with space, you can then go up high in this position. You're going to drop down onto your elbows, touch your dinner plate, and then you're going to come back up and shimmy close to your plate. Okay, so you're working closely around your plate as much as possible. If you really don't have space, then just stay behind your plate, stay down, touch it for 10, come up onto your arms, go back down, touch it for 10. Do that 10 times.
Trev, absolutely stunning exercise, beautiful stimulation, beautiful work on the stabilizers of our muscles as well, and obviously the core is in pure overdrive. That's Trevor's dinner plate mate training exercise. All you need is a plate at home, guys. Thank you so much for joining us.
There we go.
Hope you are enjoying all these incredible equipment hacks, and obviously make sure you check out Trevor's show. He's on Island Tropico of Treasure. He's still competing for that R1,000,000. So good luck, brother. Thank you so much for the workout, and we'll see you guys after the ad break. Woo!
welcome back all you beautiful people right here to your Feel Good Breakfast Show on SABC3. Now we're back in the kitchen and we know Chef Clem is known to do some weird and also some wonderful things with the Hoolies range of hot cross buns made with a bespoke spice mix and plump, juicy vine fruit. Now we're talking about his hot cross buns stuffed with pickled fish. Do you remember that? And then also we had the hot cross bun ice cream sandwiches. I still remember that. But today he's taking this sweet and spicy bun and turning it into a flavorful stuffing for roast chicken. Friend, I'm very confused. I've never in my life have I heard of hot cross bun inside like a roast chicken.
And when I first came up with this idea, it didn't seem like a challenge, to be honest with you, because then I went through the ingredients that I actually have inside the hot cross buns. You got like that cinnamon, that allspice, that nutmeg, spices you would normally use when you make a stuffing for something like a chicken or like a beautiful pork belly roast. And I was like, wait, that's amazing. Then they go and add the fruit in there as well. They add that contrast of sweetness. And I was like, this is all actually making sense. So what I had to do then is add the savory elements to make it a proper stuffing. And it all came together beautifully. You smelled this earlier.
I did. I want to
smell it again. It smells so good. But there's a couple of tricks to how to actually get it that deliciously like intense with savory flavors. So let's start off with our crust buns. I'm using the extra spicy. So I've gone a bit crazy.
Because you like some spice.
Yeah, I do. So I've gone for the Woolies extra spicy, but at home I've got the chocolate ones, I've got the fruit-free ones, and most importantly, the people don't know you actually get gluten-free hot cross buns.
Perfect.
Woolies have you sorted. They do. So the trick then is to take your hot cross buns, tear it up little chunks like this, and then you toast it in the oven. What that means, you're drying out the hot cross buns, so when you add all your other ingredients, they're just going to suck it all up.
Soak it all in. Got it.
So we got that. We've got some onions, and I just roughly chopped them, and then I put in the pan for about 3 minutes, just to get some color on that. So to that, we're going to add our breadcrumbs, our hot cross bun crumbs,
but then
chunks.
also with a nice and raisin effect in it, I can also see it being nice and juicy and chewy inside the chicken. So it does make sense. It's coming together. I'm understanding your concept. But what if you don't have hot cross buns? What then?
Right. So you can absolutely use, like I spoke about it, I think it was 2 days ago, Woolies have these beautiful knotted rolls. It's actually a brioche bun. It's so delicious. They've also got the beautiful floured buns. That's perfect. Ciabatta buns, day-old bread in general, but we're all talking about repurposing the ingredients that we have at home. So day-old bread works perfectly. Again, it's already got that dried out element, so it's going to suck up all the ingredients so well.
So
what do you think? So well. Okay, cool. The buns have gone in there. Some parsley for a little bit of brightness, a little bit of freshness going in.
The color.
And then a bit of sage. Because sage.
That's what I smelled in here. I was wondering what that smell was. Oh, so sage.
It's a beautiful, beautiful flavor. It's kind of like, it's very perfumey, but again, that traditional with the stuffing, so it works really well. And then some more lemon zest to brighten up the stuffing. Got to get that lightness in there. I've added salt, added pepper, got a bit of chicken mince going in there, which is a bit like different. Normally you would use pork mince if it was a pork roast. I like using chicken mince if it's a chicken. But if you don't have the chicken, I can actually take it out. You know what I mean? It's just to make it extra more delicious.
I absolutely love it because Woolies free-range chicken has no routine antibiotics or growth stimulants, so you know you're getting goodness and quality when you're eating this. You know what I mean?
You got to be so conscious about the food that you eat. You can't just eat like without a conscious understanding where your food comes from, what it does to your body.
What you're putting into your body as well.
And it's what I absolutely... Okay, so in the Woolies building, I actually sneak up to the 5th floor where all the product developers are, and I kind of spy on what they're working on. And the level of intensity that they put into creating or working with even one chicken, it's like a passion like I've never seen before.
You need to take me so that I can go to the tin roof where they work.
No, that's in a very special location where no one knows where they make the tin roof ice cream. No, we know.
And yeah, I thought I was softening you up and making sure that I can get into...
Friend, I'll take you. You'll take me. Okay, so you give it a good mix, and again, because it's dry ingredients we added there, give it some time to actually absorb all the flavors. Then you got your mix over here. Super simple. All you're going to do is you're going to take your filling and you're going to stuff your chicken. Now the chicken needs to be seasoned very well. Season the outside with salt, inside with salt, and this we season as well. Season everything. That's the difference between a good meal and a very great meal. Super amazing meal. Seasoning. Yes.
Hey, I'm learning.
Cool. So we get that stuffing in there. And
And while you stuffing that, you can sing your chicken song. Sing it.
Please, you sing it?
No, I feel like you want to sing it. Sing it.
Okay, I'll sing the first part.
Okay.
Oh, nou wat jy kekel nie.
Sê eie pretty lekker nie.
Ahoa.
Anything. We're going to work on that.
It's such a throwback song.
Yeah, because it is Thursday. Throwback Thursday, going back to the 90s. Oh, nou wat jy kekel nie. Okay, so you're going to stuff it in. How much stuffing do you actually put inside? Is that...
Yeah, you don't want to overstuff it because you'll see it tends to burst out. Okay. So just literally, I say that's enough. If your viewers at home can see where I'm at.
Okay.
There, then what I do is take some butcher's twine, the kitchen string, and I just string the legs together.
To keep it in and lock it in.
Together. Yeah, and then that's all you need to pop it into the oven. But another tip is I like to give my chicken a little bit of like tanning lotion.
You know?
You know, so when it goes to the oven, the skin goes beautifully crispy, beautifully like salty. Like you need the butter on there.
I can already see like that golden brown that you did with the whole chicken over there, but it looks amazing. The butter, it's going to melt it, and then when you break it open, because you know sometimes with the chicken you don't want it to be dry, but when you open it and have all that seasoning, that hot cross bun, it's going to be...
It's going to be amazing. Okay, this guy goes into the oven, 45 minutes to an hour, check on it. As soon as you pierce the thigh side and clear juices run out, you know you're done.
Love it.
Guys, this is absolutely a recipe you have to try.
ExpressoShow.com is where you want to get your hands on this and more Easter-inspired recipes.
I got one more tip that I can't believe I almost forgot about.
What?
Okay, so we're serving this with mashed potatoes.
Is this a confession or is this a tip?
No, this is the absolute tip.
Okay.
Mashed potatoes, we're serving with this chicken. My absolute hack, Willie's frozen mashed potatoes. It is heavenly. So if you haven't tried the frozen mashed potatoes yet, you have to.
Okay, so you like convenience, eh? I see you. Everything is about convenience. Mashed potatoes with our hot cross bun inspired roasted stuffing chicken. It is a mouthful, it is delicious, but you can get this on ExpressoShow.com. Thank you, Chef.
And gravy's sorted, gravy's done. We've got the gravy as well.
And
guys, I'm here for the convenience.
Convenience. Give the people what they want. ExpressoShow.com.
One more thing that people want is peace of mind, because it's one of the greatest goals we can hope for in life. But achieving this in the middle of a 21-day lockdown might be a little too much to hope for. So, that for the following 3 weeks, we give ourselves license to be a bit crazy, do a little bit of dancing, and enjoy the most childish of things, and put it on camera for the practical benefit of the nation, so we can smile or we can laugh or whatever it may be. Now, a family who did just this is Wilfred Dume's family. They dressed up, for a carpool karaoke concert to show that they're not letting the lockdown dampen their spirits with their hashtag #GotGame entry. I can't wait to check it out. Let's have a look.
Caribbean queen, now we're sharing the same dreams, and the heart as beat as one. No more love on the run. Caribbean queen, now we're sharing the same dreams, and the heart as beat as one. No more love on the run.
Hey! It's not just any Thursday, okay? So much. It's not just any Thursday in that car, it's Throwback Thursday. How do those little children know that song? But you know what? We know keeping the kids busy and active during lockdown can be a challenge. We have Wilfred on the line this morning. Good morning.
Morning, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you guys doing?
We are fantastic.
I mean, in this 21-day lockdown, keeping the kids entertained can be a challenge for a lot of parents. Where did you get the idea to put your kids in a car and perform a karaoke?
You see, I've got a 6-year-old daughter. So for the past week, she has noticed that we haven't been driving to school. So she asked me, Jerry, why am I not going to school? And I just thought, how can I ease your mind?
Yes.
And then I told her that the country's got a problem, but soon it's gonna be over. So I had an idea that we pretend like we're going to school and we are in the middle of traffic and we are listening to our 90s favorite old school CD, and we just did that at the karaoke sometime.
Oh, I love that you said you wanted to ease their minds, because it is one of the most important things to do during this lockdown. Because it could be quite frustrating because your schedule is completely disrupted. How can you then say to parents, how can you suggest that they break it down to their children why they are not going to school if they don't, you know, comprehend or understand what's happening?
But I guess parents must just come up with creative ideas. Coming like maybe games that activate the thinking of the kids. Sort of games that help develop the thinking, and especially puzzle games and I Spy games, just to keep kids' minds busy, you see. Just to keep them close to schooling, you know what I mean?
Yes, no, absolutely. Keep them busy and and entertained. Now, what message of hope do you want the entry to leave South Africans at home as we all stay safe and stay at home?
Yeah, you see, as South Africans, we are always stronger together. The best thing is to follow all the protocols that the government has put on for the COVID-19. So staying at home is like you're protecting the loved ones and respecting all those ones who are in the forefront, who are giving the essential services. And the most important thing, again, is not to forward fake news on especially social media, you see.
Oh, I love that. I mean, especially the fake news, they're just everywhere and they're causing nothing but anxiety for everyone. So everyone at home, try to stay away from that. Are you with your little bubbas right now?
Yes, I'm with them.
Can I ask them, how are they feeling during this entire lockdown, and how was it shooting the karaoke in the car?
Yeah, this is Milani. He's 11 years old.
Milani?
Fantastic.
Hey?
Hey.
How are you?
Fine, thank you.
How was it shooting the karaoke in your car with your sibling and your father?
It was incredible.
Do you miss school?
I love the ocean.
Oh, you love the ocean?
Billy Ocean.
Oh, Billy Ocean. Oh. I'm like the ocean. You can't go to the ocean anytime soon. I mean, can we expect more karaoke songs from you, your sibling, and your father?
Yes.
Really? What song can we expect next?
Breakfast at Tiffany's.
Oh, Breakfast at Tiffany's. Sir, you are only 11 years old. How do you know that song? Or 12 years old.
We've got a CD in the car.
Oh, I love that so much. Can I put in a song request?
Yes.
We are family. Mother, brother, sister, and me. Can you do that song for us?
Yes.
I love it. Thank you so much, Wilfred, with you and your family. Please continue to keep staying safe and keep us entertained. We loved your entry, and have a blessed and beautiful morning.
Thank you so much. Have a fantastic day as well, and a fabulous Easter. Thank you.
Fabulous Easter indeed. Thank you so much. Now remember, you at home, to post a picture or a video of yourself on Twitter, Instagram and TikTok, or comment on the Facebook post with the hashtag #GotGame. T's and C's can be found on expressoshow.com, and the competition runs from today to the 30th of April. What are you waiting for? Get on entering. We'll see you after this.
Welcome back, all you beautiful people. You're still keeping it locked right here with your Feel Good Breakfast Show on SABC3. Now, of course, we know in these uncertain times, something we all need to be aware of is hygiene and taking the right steps to prevent the spreading of germs. As many of us #stay home with kids and, of course, older family members spending more time in and around the house, hygiene really does become a top priority for all of us. Now, the MAC 5-day hygiene plan will help you keep safe over this period, covering everything from personal hygiene to how to shop safely and also how to keep your home clean. Now, germs, I don't know if you know this, but germs can survive on fabric for some time, and with our hands touching the fabric, then touching our eyes, mouth or nose, you can still get infected, everybody. So always make sure to wash your hands using any soap. Today we are using the Securix Active Hygiene Soap, and then work up a thick lather and wash thoroughly for 20 seconds. Now, by washing your hands, you kill the fat membrane of the COVID-19 virus and reduce the risk of infection. And once you do that, rinse off and dry with a paper towel. This should be done at least 10 times a day. Now, what we often also think our clothes are only dirty when we have a stain or when it smells, but don't be fooled, everybody. Germs are everywhere and your fabric likes to hold on to them. So when you do return home from the shops or maybe the clinic or even those going to work for those providing an essential service at this time, remember to leave your shoes outside the door and then remove all your clothes and place them in a bag for washing. You should also wash your clothes each time that you have worn them, okay? Very important tip. Now, for hand washing, use your MAC hand wash powder and try to use the hottest water possible, as this helps to kill most flu-causing viruses. Then soak your dirty garments in a tub or bucket for at least 30 minutes, getting rid of those unwanted germs, and then wash as normal. Don't forget to wash your hands after handling those dirty clothes as well. Now, if you are using the washing machine, which we like to use as well, use a 50 or 60 degree temperature cycle and avoid quick washes. Yes, you heard it, avoid those quick washes. Always wash your clothes thoroughly through. And then make sure you do the same for the entire family, especially for any of those unwell family members. And don't forget to wash the bed linen and the bath towels frequently as well. And then make sure you clean and disinfect your laundry basket. This is very important. Sponge down the inner and outer surfaces using your MAC cream cleaner, then rinse and dry thoroughly. Another tip you can also use is to place a bag liner in the basket that is either disposable or can be washed. Again, all this useful information was brought to you by MAC and Securix in the interest of promoting better hygiene practices to protect your home and also your family. During these trying times, we ask everyone at home to stay home where possible and join the fight against coronavirus. Join us again tomorrow for more of the MAC 5-day hygiene plan, where we give you the best tips for a full home hygiene blitz.
I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine.
Rise and shine with MAC Auto Advanced Cleaning.
MAC, shine on.
Well, there you have it, some incredible and essential home tips to keep the family and everybody safe during the current pandemic that's going on. And I think such valuable information right there, just in terms of keeping your home safe.
Yes, absolutely true. Now we are approaching the top of the hour, 8 o'clock. And you know what that means? It's time for us to have a look at those news headlines with Uncle Tabsy.
Thank you very much, team. Just after 8 o'clock, time for those news headlines. We start off locally here in South Africa, where the movement of children of separated parents will now be allowed during the lockdown period, providing the co-parents have a court order or an agreement authorizing this. Parents and caregivers must have the court order or agreement or certified copies in their possession while transporting the child. The lockdown regulations had initially prohibited the movement of children during this period. And now news to do with the SASSA. More news on the COVID-19 virus is that SASSA grants for disability and older persons grants will be, as of next month, paid from the 4th day of the month, or other grants will be paid from the 6th of every month. Meanwhile, the SABC and the Department of Basic Education have announced the launch of a multimedia learner support initiative under the banner COVID-19 Learner Support. The program is scheduled to start today and will broadcast across the 3 SABC TV channels and 13 radio stations with some online support. In international international news, UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson is improving after 2 nights in intensive care with coronavirus. Chancellor Rishi Sunak said yesterday Johnson has been sitting up in bed and engaging positively with the clinical team at St Thomas Hospital in London. The Chancellor added a record of 938 daily deaths were reported in the UK yesterday, bringing the total number of UK deaths to some 7,100. The Chancellor also announced a £750 million package to keep struggling charities afloat during this pandemic. And now in Africa, African leaders are coming out in defense of the World Health Organization, otherwise known as the WHO, and its Director General after US President Donald Trump attacked the organization for being China-centric and mishandling the novel coronavirus outbreak. Trump tweeted on Tuesday that the World Health Organization was very China-centric, yet it is largely funded by the US. President Cyril Ramaphosa, who is also chairman of the African Union, has referred to the World Health Organization and its head as exceptional. And next, proof that love, like life, is beautiful. Dan Mace, a Cape Town filmmaker, did not let public gatherings restrictions obstruct his wedding day. He planned a lockdown wedding in his yard with his fiancée, Gabby Esterhuizen, and surprised Gabby in that the attending guests were made of cardboard, and a friend officiated through a video call. Their dog, Joey, carried the ring, and Dan was last month diagnosed with the coronavirus. We know this after returning from a trip abroad. He has since recovered. Dan engineered the proceedings with the cardboard guests after learning of the couple in KZN who were arrested together with their guests for making their wedding happen. Police nabbed everyone there and then drove them away in police vehicles. Of course, Dan and Gabby's original wedding is still on. Dan said that with a huge grin, it now moves to sunny December and will have far more time to plan it. Beautiful stuff. Those visuals are quite something to look at. And now turning our gaze to the world of entertainment, one thing that has emerged from the COVID-19 crisis is that music really works in unifying people. Now, the Orchestre National de France recently recorded a 51-instrument rendition of Ravel's Bolero, which they did in isolation by recording each instrument in a kitchen, lounge, or dining room and capturing the audio on their mobile devices. A technician jigsawed the bits together into a video mosaic to create a near-flawless combined performance. Now, this 4-minute piece is a condensed version of the 50-minute long original written from 80 musicians. Said the technician, when I overlapped all the pieces, to my great astonishment, everyone was in perfect harmony. Beautiful stuff. And that's where we leave it for this morning. Here's a final look at the weather with Kuhle.
Thank you so much, Uncle Tabsy. The time is now 4 minutes past 8 rather. It's time to have the final look at the weather. But first, we have asked you to send in your sunrise pictures. Photographer Laken Adams captured the stunning sunrise picture showing off the golden lights dribbled over the houses in her hometown of Blackheath in Cape Town, where hazy conditions can be expected today, reaching a maximum temperature of 25. Thank you so much, Laken. Now, a friend of Expresso, Gary Oakham, sent us the spectacular picture of the sunrise over the ocean on Keats Beach in East London, where it will be partly sunny and windy with a northeasterly wind of 32 kilometers an hour. We absolutely love seeing those sunrise pictures. Please make sure to keep them going, keep them flowing on our social media platforms using the hashtag Expresso Show. Now, for the temperatures for the rest of the country, most of the country can expect partly sunny to cloudy conditions today. Starting off at Polokwane, it's a partly cloudy day with a low of 13, reaching a high of 22. And morning rain and drizzle can be expected from Mela at 15 as the minimum and 20 as the maximum temperature. It's a cloudy day in Pretoria with a low of 12 degrees, reaching a high of 22. Mostly cloudy conditions for Johannesburg at a minimum of 11, reaching a maximum of 20. Monhegan, your temperatures start at a low of 14, reaching a high of 24. Klerksdorp, 14, 25 are your temperatures for today. Kimberly, 15 to 27. and thunderstorms can be expected for Bloemfontein at temperatures ranging between 12 degrees as the minimum, reaching a high of 24. High humidity for Richards Bay at 19, reaching a high of 23. Pietermaritzburg 13.23. Durban 19.24. Partly sunny conditions for Mthatha with a low of 13, reaching a high of 24. In Monti, East London 18.24. And Kredok, it's a partly cloudy day with a low of 12 degrees, reaching a high of 30. A moderate breeze for Port Elizabeth at a minimum temperature of 16, reaching a maximum of 25. George 14 is your low, reaching a high of 26. And the coolest start to the morning is for Sutherland at a low of 6 degrees, reaching a high of 24. So make sure to keep covered up and all snuggled. And this one is for Cape Town, the mother city, at a minimum temperature of 13, reaching a maximum of 25. A light breeze of 7 kilometers for Worcester at 12 degrees, reaching a high of 29. Sunshine for Springbok at a peak of 28 degrees today and a low of 9. And the highest temperature in the country goes to Uppington at a maximum temperature of 34 and a low of 18. Now remember, whichever part of the country you're in, whatever the weather is, make sure to have yourselves a fantastic Klein Vrydag.
Oh, a fantastic Klein Vrydag. You're definitely off to a good start, Indy, because here we are. It's a Thursday morning and you've chosen to wake up on the right side of coronavirus and the lockdown. How's that? Listen, some incredible news, an inspiring story of a woman who has fought the coronavirus. Her name is Megan. She went to travel in Switzerland on holiday last month, one of the first 50 reported cases of COVID-19 in South Africa. And she joins us here on your Feel Good Breakfast show to inspire us all to see that silver lining at the end of the coronavirus. We'll see you after this.
Kick off your savings goals with 0 monthly fees and unlimited swipes. Get a pay-as-you-use account on the Nedbank Money app today. Money.
Oh, welcome back to it. It is your feel-good breakfast show. It's Expresso live on SABC3. Beautiful Thursday morning. Thanks so much for joining us this morning. Now, Western Cape-based business owners Megan and Julia, they discovered they had contracted the coronavirus early in March, that's last month, after returning from a holiday in Switzerland. Now, the women were among the first 50 confirmed cases of COVID-19 in South Africa. They went on to create a blog and social media page called Living Corona Positive, where they documented their whole experience with the virus and even shared the news that they were coronavirus free, everybody. And Megan from Living Corona Positive joins us this morning via video call. Megan, good morning. Thank you so much for making the time.
No problem. Hey, guys.
Megan, let's start here. How did you discover that you had COVID-19 and how did you likely contract the virus?
Well, I think that we contracted the virus in a very busy pub when we were overseas. And how we discovered that we had the virus, well, we were already sick. We had very flu-y symptoms, and we just thought that we had flu or a cold. But when we got back to Cape Town after being overseas, my brother just had a sort of gut feeling and wanted to go and get tested. And I kind of thought he was being a drama queen. I was like, there's no ways this is corona. And 24 hours later, we got a call to say that he'd been tested positive, and we were absolutely shocked. And because we'd been together in close proximity for 2 weeks, we immediately assumed that we were positive too, got a test the next day, and it turns out all 5 of us were corona positive.
You've got to tell me, what went through your mind when you first found out that you tested positive? What did you think?
You know, it was crazy. It was very scary simply because it was becoming something that everyone was talking about globally, but simultaneously no one really understood or knew what it was about, like firsthand. So I don't think we really knew what to think. I think it took me like 2 days to sort of wrap my head around it and even start telling my friends. So yeah, we were definitely in shock. And it was a very weird feeling.
Yours is quite a story. I mean, you've got your entire family that contracted the virus. Were the symptoms the same for everyone in your family?
No, definitely not. I mean, they ranged from Julia, who had 1 day of headaches and feeling sort of under the weather.
Yeah.
And if Julia had been traveling by herself and not with us, she would have come home and visited all of her friends and never have known that she'd had coronavirus. So it ranged from Julia to my dad and my brother, who got it a bit more severely, and they both took about the full 3 weeks to recover from their symptoms, which were severe headache and fever, extreme fatigue. We all had the dry cough that we know is typical for coronavirus, and then very stiff muscles.
And how long did your symptoms last?
My symptoms lasted very badly for about a week. And then I would say in the second week, I just had the extreme fatigue, really just tired all the time. And then in the third week, I started feeling myself again. And I'm now back to the point where I'm exercising and I feel completely free of the virus.
And the thing, Megan, is that it's very easy to brush it off as being normal. I mean, you've just come back from a holiday. You might think that you're exhausted because you've been traveling and you're seeing these flu-like symptoms. So you probably think it's the change of weather dynamics from Switzerland to South Africa. Meanwhile, here you are coming out testing positive for COVID-19.
Yeah.
But you were the first, amongst the first 50 people, to be announced or sort of, tested positive in South Africa. Tell us how the Department of Health assisted you in this entire process.
Oh, wow, they were amazing. They really, really were. And, they really gave us a lot of peace of mind through the whole process. They called us every single day and checked up on our symptoms. They spoke to each and every one of us individually. So, I think that now at this point in time, there's a lot more known about the coronavirus, a lot. Us as a general population, we understand it a bit better. Back then, we had no idea. So just having that phone call every day and having someone check in was a huge huge peace of mind for us. So we were super grateful for that. I think I would say that I think they've handled it extremely well.
I love that. I love that. Let's talk about the now, Megan. How are you feeling now? I mean, you're smiling. Here you are. You're talking to me confidently about it. You seem very knowledgeable about the coronavirus and the steps that you've had to take to isolate yourself. First of all, how are you feeling now, and what have you had to do to get to this place where you're at now?
Okay, well, I'm feeling great. I'm feeling myself again. I'm able to exercise. 2 weeks ago or a couple of weeks ago, I tried to do some exercise, but that wasn't very successful. But yeah, so I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great again. And I think we've just gotten, as a family, you know, luckily, and I'm so grateful that we were able to go through this together. And we've really just focused on the absolute basics of health and supporting the immune system, which is hydration, good healthy eating and avoiding toxins, resting, sunshine and some fresh air where possible, and then just staying positive, having a good attitude.
That is fantastic. Are you in the clear now? Completely in the clear?
Yes, we've been officially de-isolated, so we're allowed to go out.
I love it.
Unfortunately, there's lockdown preventing us from doing that.
Yes, but better days are coming, Megan. Better days are coming. Thank you so much.
And I'm very fortunate to be with my family right now.
That is the beauty of it all, is that we can connect with families, and sometimes that is really all you need when you are going through a tough time like that, to be able to have people around you that remind you of just the pleasures of life and the goodness of it all. Thank you so much for sharing your story with us, Megan. Of course, you can follow this entire story on her blog. That is livingcoronapositive.com. It is packed with all sorts of inspiring and informative stories and bits. And of course, if you want more information about the coronavirus in South Africa, it's sacoronavirus.co.za. Jamie Lee, what's happening?
Oh, we are back in the kitchen, but it was so beautiful to hear Megan's story. Livingcoronapositive.com is where you can follow her blog and her journey with the coronavirus, and how she's sharing her journey to inform people and educate about the disease and about this virus. So beautiful to have you with us in studio or in the comfort of your home, Megan, this morning. But like I said, we are back in the kitchen, and you don't have to spend endless hours in the kitchen this Easter. Chef Clem is here to show us how to make a splendidly easy, fantastical sheet cake. Yes, I said it, using the Hoolie's fantastical range of chocolates, which has been made with care, with responsibly sourced cocoa. I'm in love with my cocoa, everybody. It's also dye and tartan free, so it's good for the kiddies as well. Okay, Chef Clem, show us how you are going to make us not spend so much time in the kitchen this weekend.
First of all, you can't say the name of this cake, you have to sing it.
You have to say, oh, we have to sing it?
You have to sing it again.
What am I singing?
The name of this recipe is
Fantastical Sheet Cake.
Okay, I like it. Yeah, no, I do like it. Okay, so this is an absolutely easy recipe, and I like recipes that kind of bring families together in the kitchen, social distancing, and kind of get the kids involved and the parents involved. And this is very interactive, which I absolutely love. So I'm gonna reenact the scenario how we would do this in our homes.
Is this a musical?
No, don't do that to me, because I can't sing. Okay, so young Jamie, you're gonna be like our little kid, and you're gonna read instructions to the parents. That's me, because it's kind of important to keep kids reading right now, get them and also cooking is the best way to get kids reading, hand-eye coordination, understanding measurements, all those things. Cooking is everything. It should be in the school syllabus, by the way.
It should,
It
definitely.
should be. I'm gonna talk to Uncle Cyril.
Uncle Cyril?
And we're gonna sort that out.
Home economics.
Okay, I'll make next level of economics.
Next level.
Yes. Okay. So I'm gonna start off with, you got the instructions on the box. First of all, we're using, can you just hold the box to everyone? We're using our sprinkles cake mix. If you can't find that in store, go for the chocolate one. It's all about you using the bake mix. It's just getting people cooking in the first place. And then you go fantastical with it by adding all the toppings.
Yesterday, you threw me under the bus with my shoes. Today, I put orange shoes on because I was like, you're not going to come for my shoes again.
I don't have any orange. Okay, we'll work on that tomorrow. Okay, cool. Young Jamie, first steps.
First step, heat oven to 170 degrees with fan function, and then grease 2 times 20 centimeters round cake pans.
I got one.
Done. Yes, awesome. Then you're going to beat the eggs, oil, and milk on high speed. So you got your eggs.
Eggs, oil.
Oil. Ooh, lots of oil. Love it.
And then that makes your cake super moist, gives that texture to it. You want that. And then the milk, you said.
The milk, yes, and then you're going to...
High speed. I'm going to do high speed like this.
High speed.
Okay, cool. Getting it all together, nice and combined. That's the trick. Got that in. Next step.
Yes. Place the sprinkles in a small bowl. Add 1 tablespoon of the dry cake mix. Stir until the sprinkles are evenly coated. Set aside until
Do you
needed.
know why they actually do that?
No.
Dusting your sprinkles in a little bit of cake mix, and you do it sometimes with flour. If you add the sprinkles straight into your cake, you'll see that when it bakes, it all sinks to the bottom. If you dust in a bit of flour, it kind of like creates a little bit of not friction, but it kind of stops it from sinking.
So it raises
which is absolutely
a bit.
smart. Well done. And I like that it's all labeled. So this is cake mix, so you can see that's cake mix, and that's my vanilla icing. So let's just open up real quick.
Wow, that's awesome.
Guys, if you ever see me baking and I haven't missed, it means I haven't baked.
You haven't baked?
No.
Okay.
So cool, let's just do a little bit of
You're
that.
going to do it like that? Look at you. And then you don't have to take out a lot of bowls, which is perfect. You don't have to do a lot of washing up after, so just put it in the packet.
Yeah, because Clem can cook, but he can't clean. True story.
Really?
I'm horrible at cleaning up in the kitchen.
Shame, the poor fiancé.
My poor fiancé.
So the cake mix is going in there.
I'm going to mix that through. This is going to be our cake batter. So,
do you want to?
I mean, it's that simple. I'm going to swap out.
Even I can do this. I feel like when a recipe is this simple, then I'm like, I'm going to try this. I'm going to try this.
And you need to. These cake mixes are so easy, and you just follow the instructions like you've read it out to me, and you can't go wrong. So cool, that's mixed up nicely. I want to give my sprinkles a little mix, so I've added some of that cake mix to there. That's going to go in.
You can get this and more Easter inspiration at taste.co.za. Ooh, I am going to be baking this weekend. Do you know what? It's Luca's second Easter.
Oh, wow,
but because we can't obviously go out and do all those fun things, I actually want to try and do this fantastical... What is this called?
Fantastical sheet cake.
Dun, 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 dun.
Guys, that's the first and last time you ever hear me sing on TV. Ever!
You're good. You can hold a note, Shame. You can hold a note. You can be at like a backup singer, but like way back. Like way back, Fred. I'm joking.
Wow!
I'm teasing. Okay, so it's in the pan now. Am I reading again?
Okay, so this goes into the oven. Beautiful.
Okay.
I mean, how simple is that? We made a cake. It's going into the oven. So let's work on the icing. So I saw the instructions for the icing. I got some softened butter. And again, everything's labeled, so I know this is my vanilla icing mix. Dun, dun, dun.
Dum, dum, dum. Listen.
And then add that.
Okay.
Again, guys, if I'm not messing, I'm not baking.
Put it here. That's for your contour.
Nah.
That is how we bake in the morning. In the morning, you must see the powder sitting here, just like, yeah, getting baked.
And then a little bit of milk. And then all you're gonna do is mix this through, and you're gonna kind of think, oh, I need to add more liquid to it. Don't. Keep on mixing. The more you mix, you see it's all gonna come together and make a beautiful, beautiful icing. So we're gonna mix. That takes some time, but then can we get to the fun part? Okay. Pretend I've made the icing.
Was that not the fun part? Because for me, that was the fun part.
That was the fun part.
Look at you.
Okay, so I'm gonna grab the one that we've actually done already. I'm being naughty now. I'm supposed to leave it here. I'm gonna bring it here and leave some space. Okay.
That looks gorge.
It's so good. It's so easy to make as well. I mean, we're not supposed to be doing the whole Easter hunting thing right now. I mean, you can do it in your garden.
That's what I was trying to get at.
You can do it in your garden. But please do an Easter hunt on Sunday, okay? Because in your garden, place it in your garden, wherever. But I mean, if you want to create some more Easter gears, creating like a little Easter... Let them first go find all the fantastical eggs.
Yes.
Bring it to you, and then you decorate your cake. Okay, let's talk through... yesterday we spoke about the Woolies fantastical dragon eggs that matched your shoes so well. Today, we're talking about the fantastical unicorn eggs.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
Yes.
The whole range, one for every... honestly...
One for every day.
Yeah, so like I said, the little instructions are there so you can see what is unique about this one. So we've got a mallow center, and then we've got chocolate, and then we've got a crispy candy shell on the outside.
Perfect. Okay. No dyes, starters and free. Good for Luca, good for all the kids this weekend.
And for the Clems and adults out there.
Oh, okay, for them.
I mean, come on, guys. If you love speckled eggs, this is the next level speckled egg game. So it's all about just decorating, making those amazing. And look at the beautiful gold dust on there. Can you see that?
Yeah, it looks so pretty. It looks like a unicorny slash Easter bunny, all of that.
All of that.
And then you have to sing it.
Yeah, and if you love the normal speckled eggs in general, you're gonna freak out for the giant speckled eggs. It's just basically the classic that's just been like bumped up to like this giant size. That's going on there.
Are you someone who takes like a slice of cake and then eat it all together, or do you eat the eggs first and then the icing and then the cake?
You cut a slice and you just go for it.
Pop it in there.
You do.
I feel like with this, I want to eat the eggs off first and then like enjoy that and then take my spoon and then lick all the icing off.
Okay, you want to make a marathon out of it, and I like that. I appreciate that.
Okay, the moment.
Guys, what do you think?
Dun da 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 da. Our fantastical sheet cake. If you've missed out on any of the steps, how we got to this beauty, check this out. It's literally like topped off our singing.
I actually can't like.
So you see, this is at the end of this lockdown, hey? You teaching me all this food, I'm going to teach you how to dance.
My fiance's got national colours in Latin dancing. Can you believe it? I mean, she's
And
like...
you still can't dance. Friend, I am done. But listen, this is so fun and so easy to do. Your kids can take charge and bake this fantastical sheet cake themselves. Just make sure you keep an eye on them, okay?
Yeah.
To get this recipe and tons of other Easter inspiration, visit taste.co.za. And we're gonna go.
Okay, what are the steps? Where?
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. This is Expresso right here on SABC3. Thank you so much for choosing to start your morning with us right now. As we have entered the 14 days into the lockdown, giving up alcohol for dry July or sober October is a trendy way to cut out the booze and improve your health. But since alcohol sales were banned during lockdown, many people have been forced into an alcohol-free April. What does this mean for their health? Now we are joined by medical doctor Michael Moore. He joins us via video call to give us his expert opinion. Good morning to you, Doc.
Good morning, Kukle. How are you doing this morning?
I'm very well, thanks. How are you doing?
I am going through a dry lockdown, which is so good.
It's fantastic. And that's why we're having this conversation. For someone who regularly drinks alcohol, I mean, being forced into, stopping to drink alcohol must come as a bit of a shock, both psychologically and to their system. What does alcohol withdrawal look like? And what are the physiologically, how does it look like as well? Like, what is happening to your body when you withdraw from alcohol?
Sure. So quickly, I think you need to, you get regular drinkers and then you get regular drinkers. And I think it's important to differentiate between those who drink moderately and heavy drinkers, because the impact of alcohol or the lack thereof could have a very different effect. So important to tell the difference between moderate and heavy drinkers.
What are the differences?
So a moderate drinker would be a woman who has two standard drinks a day, and a man who has 3 standard drinks a day. So a standard drink for an individual would be a glass of wine, about 150 mils of that, or a beer, 340 mils of beer. So 2 of those for a woman, 3 of those for a man. A moderate drinker can go a day or 2 without their drinks. So during the lockdown, if they're going to skip out on their nightcap of Sauvignon Blanc or their whiskey, it's not really going to have a major impact on their system. But for a heavy drinker, it is going to have an impact, and you're going to certainly get withdrawals.
And then what are some of these withdrawals that people may be experiencing during this time?
Well, alcohol has got a slowing effect on your brain. We call it a sedating effect. And what essentially happens is for heavy drinkers who are continuously exposed to this alcohol, their brains have got this chronic depressed, sedated effect. And what the brain does is adjusts and compensates by producing naturally stimulating chemicals, things like serotonin and norepinephrine. And that sort of compensates. If you take that alcohol away, it's a bit like driving a car without the brakes on, because all of a sudden you've got all these stimulating chemicals in your brain with no alcohol to suppress them, and your withdrawal symptoms are like someone that's brain is just completely wired and over the top and overstimulated. And those are the kinds of effects you're going to get when you see withdrawal.
And then how can one who's experiencing these withdrawals cope in this time?
Well, there are a couple of things you could do. I mean, there's medication you can't take. I wouldn't touch medication unless you've spoken to your doctor, of course. So that's very important. And there are people that are willing to help and wanting to help. But there are other things you can do. I think exercise, very important. Yes, even in the lockdown, find time to exercise, because exercise produces endorphins, those happy hormones, which really ups your brain chemistry. And if you can exercise outdoors, even better, because there's some studies that have shown that at least 20 minutes outdoors every day helps people deal with cravings and reduces the cravings for alcohol and smoking at that as well. So there's exercise, there is breathing. It sounds silly, breathing, we all breathe. I'm talking about belly breathing. If you can get into belly breathing, it engages your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain that's involved with critical thinking and reasoning. And if that brain is activated, that part of your brain, you can get through these cravings. So breathing, exercise, and diet, very important. So alcohol gets metabolized as sugar. So if you're cutting your alcohol, you're not getting your sugar hit. But instead of replacing that with sweet treats, I'd suggest you replace it with leafy greens and some sort of healthy fats. And that way, you can compensate for alcohol withdrawal. But of course, there are people you can call. There's SADAG, there's Hello Doctor. You really should speak to someone to help.
That's a very interesting way of dealing with, the withdrawal symptoms. At least here on the show, we have Ural, who can perhaps show us some of these exercises that we can do to kind of help with coping, with such withdrawals. Thank you so much, Doctor. Now, I know that with the withdrawals comes health benefits. What are some of these health benefits that, can help people?
Well, alcohol is an interesting thing. Alcohol is a dose-related drink, if you like, or chemical. There are some benefits associated with moderate alcohol consumption. But as I said, it's dose responsive. The more alcohol you drink, the higher your risks. So for me, this opportunity of lockdown, which is kind of saying limit your alcohol intake, is great. Because if you can reduce your alcohol intake, there are a couple of things that happen. There was a landmark study some years ago that showed people who drink moderately, don't smoke, exercise regularly, eat whole foods, live on average 14 years longer than people who do those things. So that's the first thing. But secondly,
number.
14 years, that's the difference between seeing your grandkids or not. And the other thing about alcohol is if you reduce your alcohol intake, you're reducing your risk for things like certain cancers, diabetes, liver disease, and heart disease. So from my perspective, lockdown can be really great to help us reduce our alcohol intake. And it doesn't only mean a longer life, it means a healthier life. So I'm all for lockdown and limited alcohol.
It's the best time to also just establish healthy habits. Thank you so much, Doctor, for joining us right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso. Please have yourself a wonderful morning.
And you, Cookle, anytime. Great chatting.
Please let us know what you guys think on our social media platforms using the hashtag Expresso Show. With Easter around the corner, we are giving you Easter treats and inspirations. I see Uncle Tabsy is ready over there. You're making custard Easter eggs?
Yeah! Clover Classic Custard. The creamy taste that takes you back. Made with love by Clover.
The only alcohol I'm interested in is the alcohol sanitizer going on my hands.
Be careful. Yeah, you can open your mouth for that.
Trust me, I will not be doing that. It's time for a treat over the side of the building as we approach the Easter weekend with Good Friday. Tomorrow, we thought you might want to spoil the kids with a sweet treat for remaining indoors. Yes, reward them a little bit, bribe them a little bit. Our Clover Classic Custard Easter eggs recipe is one such ultimate treat with a timeless taste. It's the taste that takes you back that we all love so much, Anel.
Yes.
Okay, so.
Aren't they gorgeous, first of all? Aren't they just absolutely
The final product looks so amazing, but I'm trying to understand how you got there. Take me through the ingredients. Of course, I see the Clover Classic Custard.
Yeah.
You got my full attention just at the sight of that. But what else did we have to do to bring that to life?
So you get the Easter eggs that actually looks like an egg.
Okay.
And you just break...
You color them.
No, you just break it open. It is hollow inside with the chocolate. So that is the first thing. We're going to fill this with some meringue, cooked meringue, and some egg yolk.
Can you
that
imagine
we're gonna make.
the layers when you take that first bite and then you hear
delicious.
The crunch and then you get in there. Okay, let's make it now.
So we're going to start with the egg yolk inside.
Okay.
So we're going to add some butter to a pot and let it melt.
Yeah.
A little bit. Don't let it burn.
Yeah.
Just let it melt.
And nobody wants burnt butter, that's the thing.
Yeah, burnt butter is great when you make savory food.
For certain things, exactly.
Yeah. So we're making a roux by throwing in the flour. You know about roux by now. It's a base of any white sauce.
Okay.
Something. So you let it cook a little bit.
Yeah.
So you can cook the flour so it hasn't got that floury taste.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah. No, carry on.
Yeah. And then you normally pour milk in here to make a sauce, but we're going to add our custard.
Okay, so you're substituting the milk with the Clover Classic Custard.
Yeah.
Okay,
and
great.
it is a delicious, creamy, custardy flavor.
You don't even need to mention it. You don't need to mention.
We all love
and know it so well. I love that.
We love Clover custard, and I love it over jelly.
Same here. What's your favorite flavor of jelly?
Raspberry.
Oh, yes.
Raspberry.
You know what I was saying is that I've been having conversations with relatives and friends of mine and trying to understand what they're going to be doing during the Easter weekend. Because here it is now, and the circumstances are completely different. We're all finding ourselves in a bit of a funny, uncomfortable for most people space where we're at home and we're locked down, and it can be all doom and gloomy. It can seem that way, but it doesn't have to be that way. Those traditions, those Easter traditions, we've got to keep them going. You have to head out there when you get your essentials. Make sure that you get these small things like that really add so much to the experience so that the kids and the family can have that wholesome Easter experience as we know it, right?
So this is now a beautiful, thick custard that we've made now. You put that in a little bowl and let it cool down. So I'm just going to take it off the stove because it's cooked now.
That didn't take much time at all to mix together, right?
Exactly. I think you can cook it for another minute or two, but it is absolutely beautiful already. Just want to put the ek sukkel nou met die plaat altyd. Okay,
Doing that.
Okay, and then I'm going to add a bit of flavor with some lemon juice and some lime at the end.
It neutralizes the different flavors that we're getting in there. I
and
like
it's just
that.
balancing the flavor of the sweetness.
Oh, sweet, fantastic.
Doesn't that look delicious?
Okay, well, get your hands on this recipe. Go on to expressoshow.com. That's expressoshow.com. On there, we've loaded all sorts of recipes and all sorts of interesting and exciting things that you can do with your Clover Classic custard and all sorts of inspiration for the weekend.
When it's cooled down, you put it in a piping bag. And I just want to tip you.
If you don't have a piping bag, you do what?
You take a Ziploc bag.
That's it. I like that. You've taught me that so many times.
But you take the piping bag and you put it over any vase or long glass or a plastic container. And you put it over like that. Then it's easy to spoon in your mix.
Yes, because otherwise it gets all messy and then you're messing up your piping bag. Have to open a new one altogether. Love it. Okay, cool. So now.
And then we've made a meringue, the Italian meringue. It's made with warm syrup. The recipe is on expressoshow.com.
Yeah.
We don't have time to make it, but you've made this meringue.
Yes.
Put it in a piping bag, and now we're going to make these beautiful...
Fill them up,
Fill them up. You
Fill
just
them up.
Squeeze it with a bit of meringue. Look at that. Isn't that just beautiful? And we've got that custard that we've made. And we're just going to squeeze a little eggy.
Yes. Look at that. It looks pretty too. And of course, we made use of our Clover Classic custard, which is the perfect ingredient for families spending time together. It's the taste that takes you back. It's great on its own, absolutely, without a doubt. You can have it on its own, or you can enjoy it with jelly, or you can enjoy it with malva pudding. Anything goes as far as the Clover Classic custard is concerned. But of course, if you want this specific recipe that we're making this morning, go on expressoshow.com.
Look at this.
That looks so good.
I think I'm going to steal one.
I don't need to steal it. You can have it. You can have it.
This is so beautiful. And you just use some biscuit crumbs to keep it steady on your plate.
I absolutely love it. So go on there, expressoshow.com. We're going to save this so that we can have it all together as a family around the dining table over there.
Yes.
I'm not going to have it by myself with you here in the kitchen.
I'm going to finish all of these.
We'll fight the temptation. We'll see you after this. Thank you so much, Janelle. These look so good. Wow.
Clover Classic Custard. The creamy taste that takes you back. Made with love by Clover.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, you beautiful people, to your feel-good breakfast show. It's Expresso on SABC3. Now, for all those kids or just adults like me, your favorite Uncle Tabsy, who like to make music with pots, pans, or other household items, encourage them. Don't stop the people. Make the people make the music. They may someday turn all of that noise into great music. I promise you, much like our next guest musician, Indigo Stella, she is putting a challenge out to the lockdown beat makers of South Africa, and there are many of them, to turn noise from everyday objects into some really incredible tunes. Let's take a look at this.
Yo, guys, listen up. All my music lovers, all my producers, all my aspiring artists, I have a challenge for you guys. So because I've been in the house for so long, I actually started using things around me to make some dope beats. It goes something like this. Quarantine, honey, I'm chilling at the crib, straight lockdown. Quarantine, Aquafina, cause I'm still here, dripping, get a mop now. Straight spitting, I'm hot now. Bars on me like chalk now. And I ain't really playing with you guys, but I still got game like a shop now. So I challenge you guys to show me that you got game by making a beat at home using anything you see. I'll be giving away a game voucher worth 1,000 Rand, guys. 1,000 Rand to the best beat. The winner's gonna receive that. So all you have to do is post a video making a beat using home appliances and tag game stores and use the hashtag #GotGame. Don't forget to tag me too. You know what it is, in the gang.
Indigo, that is mind-blowing. That was amazing. Quarantine creativity at its finest. You have to tell me, why did you decide on a beat-making challenge using household items during lockdown? Were you sitting so bored, or are you just usually that creative, or were you just forced into it?
No, so I was thinking about and how we're all bored during this time. So I'm like, okay, guys, because we're creative, you know, let's make some beats by using household appliances. So it's more of a challenge.
I love it. I mean, you know what? The thing is, there is a noise and a sound in just about any item in our households, from the washing machine, as we've seen in your video, to the microwave, to the fridge, sometimes, all sorts of these items in the home. And you use them. You use a bottle of tablets as a shaker. How on earth did you decide on these household items for your video, those specific items that you chose for the video?
Okay, so when someone, there's like a kick, there's a there are hi-hats, there's a clap. So I use stuff that would incorporate that sound, and I'm like, okay, what would that be? So the shaker, the tablet shaker was like with like hi-hats, you know, and then the drum like a kick sound. Yeah, that's how I put everything together.
Wow. Okay. So what creativity will you be looking for in the next, entries that you're going to be seeing coming through to the show that we were putting out to everyone with the hashtag #GotGame? What entries are you expecting to see?
I just want people to get really creative with it. I've seen already a few videos of people using beat software and stuff. So they take like sound recordings of the different things, and then they put it all on the software, and they like mix it all together. So that type of creativity is really dope. And just if they can use anything in the house and just make it sound dope, I'll be happy.
What do you think of this? Quarantine is coming. Where is your boyfriend? Our quarantine is coming. Where is your boyfriend? Do I have game, baby girl?
That's really good. That's really good.
Okay, so maybe the people out there who are going to be submitting their entries have to put in a bit more effort and a bit more work. And maybe it's not just for the people who are sitting there and bored. It's about people who actually have the real talent and the flair to make sounds out of interesting noises that they find around the household. So go out there and do get those entries through to us and hashtag #GotGame. So before I let you go, Indigo, what message of hope do you want your beat-making challenge to leave in South Africans? Or leave South Africans with during this time?
We shouldn't be stressed out during times like this. We should try and find the positives, you know. I think a lot of people are focusing too much on the negative during this time. So we should find something positive about everything, you know, during this time.
There is, and there's a lot of it to find. And you've certainly brought so much of that positivity and so much of that feel-good this morning. And I can't wait to check out a lot more of your beats on your social media. Thank you so much, Indigo Stella, for showing off your talent this morning.
Thank you.
We're going to be getting even more creative with household items here on Expresso during the lockdown. So make sure to tune in tomorrow as we chat to Mzimbuli, a.k.a. Robot Boy, about his hashtag #GotGame challenge that involves dancing and a household appliance. That's interesting. Everyone is taking this by the horns, grabbing it by the horns and using all of those household items you might otherwise not expect. You don't want to miss it. Now, the competition. Post a picture or a video of yourself on Twitter, Instagram and TikTok, or comment on the Facebook page with the hashtag #GotGame and tag in game stores, and you could win yourself a 10,000 Rand game voucher. Yeah! Yes, T's and C's do apply, and you can find them. Yeah, you can find those T's and C's on expressoshow.com. And this competition will run until the 30th of April. Easter is on at Game, and they've got all the essential items, and you and your family need to make it a memorable one in lockdown. These includes groceries, pet food, household cleaning items, hand sanitizers, toiletries, pet and baby products, all under their lockdown prize freeze promise with no increased prices on essential items. That's good news. And remember that they are open Mondays to Friday, and that's from 9 o'clock in the morning to 5 o'clock, and of course Saturdays and Sundays, as well as public holidays from 9 to 3. Go get your game. Enter now. It's another day in paradise on Tropica Island of Treasure, Curacao, Tuesday evenings at 7:30. Plus, you too can win big. Follow the entry details on your favorite Tropica pack and stand a chance to win a share of 1 million rand in prizes, such as a trip for 2 to Amsterdam with KLM, LG G8X smartphones, LG TVs and dishwashers, guest vouchers, watches and accessories, plus the grand prize of a brand new Suzuki Ignis. The road to fame and fortune continues with Tropica Island of Treasure, Curacao. Tuesday evenings at 7:30, repeats Saturdays at 8 p.m. only on SABC3. The stage is yours. Own it.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. Quarantine is here. Where is your boyfriend? Hey, welcome back. It is your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Lots of feel good this morning. Oh, some delicious meals as well. Breakfast. It is breakfast time. Let's talk about that. It is said to be the most important meal of the day. And they're not lying. Whoever said that, they didn't lie. Giving you the energy to face what lies ahead. Whether you're busy with a spring cleaning project at home or simply want a comforting breakfast and a cup of tea on a lazy morning, either way, you can't go wrong with new-laid eggs. They are a great source of protein to nourish the body and the mind. So start your day fresh with this crispy French toast we're about to make, served with sliced banana and syrup.
Absolutely.
Jamie Lee Domberg.
Friend, you know what? I thought like this entire week you were working out so hard with Ryle.
And
I thought you have, and you can see by your body, you know, getting them gains.
It's not easy,
so I
but
thought I would make you breakfast this morning with our eggs, some protein-enriched breakfast for you.
Thank you so much. And you know what? I love an egg. When I was growing up, my mom used to call me Nomatlanda.
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 Okay, we'll try it again another time. But, but basically, the one who finishes the eggs.
The one who finishes the eggs.
I used to eat get through so much eggs at home.
Oh, yeah.
So what are you making? Show me.
So I'm making the French toast for you today. We're going to take some 3 eggs, our new-laid eggs, right over there. And then, because I know you can't cook to save your life.
But I can make eggs.
You can.
If there's one thing I know how to make, it's eggs. Boiled eggs are my thing.
You must use Chef Clem now that he's here. I make all his food at home right now.
Yeah, but you know, Clem's always trying to get extra cash, so he's trying to charge me for these lessons, you know, trying to make some extra money on the side.
That is why you stay on Facebook Live straight after the show and take all that hacks and
And you can actually download them, so actually I must go do that. No, not download them, you can find them on the page. Okay.
Exactly. So you're going to throw your vanilla essence in to your eggs, and then you're going to throw some sugar in, because sugar gives you energy. As a one, as a two, as a one, taka, taka, taka. Okay, so the sugar goes in there, and then just a dash of milk.
What milk is that? Is that the one we used earlier, the almond milk?
No, this is just normal fresh full cream. I'm going to put...
But of course, if you were lactose intolerant, you would make sure that you use like almond milk, for example, or any other alternative that works for you. Not me.
Oh.
Or you can use clover no lac.
Yes.
Yeah.
So then you're going to give that in. And then you can sing again. Sing fast.
Sugar, I don't know what's my
Sugar gives you energy. There we go.
So you whisk it all together.
Whisk it all
meanwhile,
together.
You've got your pan over there, Jamie Lee. I see. What's in it? Have you got
just some butter in because you want to give it a nice sear as well. So what you're going to do right now, I show some brown bread because you know you're all healthy.
Yes.
Trying to.
Yes, I'm trying my best.
So you're going to dip it in, and then you're almost going to like twist it over, and then you're going to put it in your cornflakes because this is going to give it. Yeah. What are you going to say?
No, so I really love watching you make food.
Do you?
You do it with so much care and so much love.
Oh, thank you.
It comes out that way too. It tastes really good whenever you make food for us here.
Oh, bless your heart. So you just pat it in, and then make sure that the coating is nice and sticky on there.
So that's just oats. Not oats,
cornflakes.
Cornflakes.
Yes, and then you're going to put it in down. And hear that?
Sizzle.
I sung.
Sizzle,
The potters sing for us. Do you know what that means?
Yeah, the pots are singing for us.
The pots are singing for us. I'm just going to make one slice, and then you're going to seal it down over there. And you're obviously trying to make it as golden as you want it. I would say 3 to 4 minutes, 2 minutes. It just depends what texture you want or what crunch you want.
I always say to people who know how to cook, I don't know how to cook. I say to those who know how to cook, just be on the checkout for the smell. When the smell changes and it smells like it's burning, it probably is burning. So golden, there's a difference between golden and
gebrand.
And gebrand.
Ooh, no, friend. No, absolutely not. So you're just going to press that down. There we go. So what topping? I chose
so you can use also
banana and so for you
fresh berries are actually a really good idea as well.
You want to do some icing sugar?
Yes, you can do that. You can throw on some whipped cream as well if that's what you wanted to do and you wanted to treat yourself. You can do some melted chocolate. That's actually a big favorite, I think, for a lot of people on like toast. Whenever they make like a sweet toast, they put some of that on. So what are you doing now?
And now, because this is the best part of it.
Yeah.
Actually, yes, this is the best part of it.
Well, the best part of it is that you can also get the recipe online. So just in case you missed any of these steps, you can find it on expressoshow.com. We've loaded the recipe itself with the different ingredients and a step-by-step breakdown prepared by Jamie Lee here on how to bring this magical toasted goodie to life.
Okay, and now, you see I made a tea for you for Uncle Tabiso. And then you just always want to make it look like you know what you're doing. So you just like drizzle that syrup over like that.
Oh, look at that.
And then what I'm going to do right here is take this.
Some mint leaves on there.
And garnish.
Just for Instagram. I would put a bit more. Don't be stingy. We're not rationing here.
Yeah, it must look like it's ready to be served for Instagram.
Literally, it must look like you're on a competition and you're waiting to be judged.
Exactly.
And gonna judge you on look.
I'm going to enter Taste Master this year. Look at that.
Exactly. It must look like it's a Taste Master dish, and it certainly does. This is beautiful, Jamie Lee. We're going to wait for it to cool down, and then we're going to have it together when we feast later after the show.
Absolutely.
But of course, for you at home, you can get this recipe and all the recipes we've made on the show on expressoshow.com. New laid eggs. Wow. Thank you so much. And they're nice and big, eh?
Yeah.
Sourced fresh with the perfect delicacy every single time. Thank you so much, Jamie.
Love you.
As we approach the end of the show, we thought that, we should leave you with some words of wisdom and some words of encouragement. On the 11th of September 2001 is a date that will forever be remembered as the day 2,966 people lost their lives in the senseless attacks on the World Trade Center in New York City. There were other terrorist attack sites on the same day, one of which involved United Flight 93, which crashed in Pennsylvania after passengers thwarted attempts to fly through the U.S. Capitol building. Sandy Dahl, the widow of the flight's pilot, Jason Dahl, became one of the tragic faces of 9/11 through the events and had some words of wisdom during the time of tragic. She said, "If we learn nothing else from this tragedy, we learn that life is short and there is no time for hate." Speaks for itself. Let's try to spread love, spread happiness, spread joy, because life is short and this is the only time we can actually do that. So, yes.
The kitchen does not end just because the show's ending. Don't forget to join us on Facebook Live for our amazing kitchen session. Yesterday you saw Kukli take on a challenge. Today there's going to be another egg challenge. Don't miss that. So definitely tune in to Facebook Live after the show. But that's not all. My brother Raul's up to something. Raul, what are you planning for later?
As usual, we've got your equipment hack of the day. This one's inspired by Trevor Logaway, so join us later on Facebook Live. We're going to be going through a full body workout. It's your dinner plate mate workout. Check it out. I cannot wait to see you guys there.
Oh, guys, it's been beautiful.
Fantastic. Thursday.
Thank you.
Klein Vrijdag.
Tomorrow's Duke Friday, guys. Duke Friday. Get your Dukes out. Get your Dukes ready. Thank you all so much for another energetic show right here on Expresso SABC3. We will see you tomorrow morning. We love you. Bye.
Ciao, ciao, meow, meow, everybody.
Expresso Show, made with love by Clover. Another feel-good production.